Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the people module of our church management app. So we'll hop over to our desk view of our app. Zoom in a little bit here. See a little better. And we have our people module selected. And we can see this is our what we call a workspace for our people module. We have some summary information here. We have the number of people, the number of members, number of families, number of groups. We can see a little chart here of the history, number of people as your church grows. You'll be able to filter this by year or month or week or whatever you want to see. New members, member tracking. Down here, these are all the different types of documents that we have. And again, in our system, we call everything a document. So a person is a document, a family is a document. All of these are documents. And then we have different reports. Usually we have a report for each document. Sometimes we may have multiple reports for each document. So let's hop in. First, we're going to take a look at people. People is what this whole management app kind of revolves around. It's the most important aspect of our church. So we'll hop in there and we can see there's a person list view. And this lists all of the people. You can do different actions by selecting multiple people. And then over here, there's an actions menu. And you can edit people, a specific field for all of the people, print them, and remove them from the system. You could check them into a specific event that's going on, different things. But let's hop into a specific person here. And we'll take a look at what the person form looks like. So on this details form at the top, you'll have a connections section, which shows you different documents in the system that this person is linked to. So we can see Rachel Cooper is linked to a prayer request, one function, no prayers, an alms request, a group, and a collection. You can add a link by clicking the button to create a prayer request for Rachel Cooper. Shrink that down for now. In person information, all basic information that you'd want to track here. Nothing too special there. This app user field is very important. So if you wanted to invite Rachel Cooper to actually have an account on the system, you would invite this person to the portal. So once you click this button, if you have an email defined for Rachel under the contact field here, she would get an email at this email address, and she would be able to create an account and access the portal section of the site. Not this full desk view, but she'd be able to access the website view, which gives her access to be able to create prayer requests and things like that. Let's go back to this details section for now. We can track it if the person is a member or not. If they're not a member, it leaves out specific fields. If they are a member, you can specify when they became a member and their membership status. And there's some default statuses right now, just active and inactive. If your church has different wording for this, you can click here to create a new member status and give it whatever you want there. Again, we can also track if the person is baptized or not. If they're not, it just leaves that other field off. Here you can track positions. So if this person has any roles or positions in the church, you can add those here. When the person starts, you can add an end date if there's an expected end date for that role, and some notes if you need to. You can add any number of positions in the church. Okay. On the contact side, you can specify an address. If the mailing address is different, you can specify a different address, phone number, email, communications with the church. So if the person sends a letter to the church, you can track that here. When the letter was received, if the letter is a private letter that shouldn't be shared or anything, This one here is if this letter should be shared with the church. You can check this option. And then when the letter is actually shared, you could fill in a date here to indicate that the letter was read or posted to the church bulletin board or something like that. You can attach a file if you had the letter scanned in, or if it was a digital document, you could attach it. Or if you really wanted to, you could paste in some content of the letter. If you click this edit button, you'd be able to see a fuller view of the content with full formatting. Okay, we can specify family relationships in here. So if Rachel Cooper is part of a family that you want to track in the system, you can select the family here. If the person is not part of a family, there'll be a button up here to say create a family from this person. So you could create a Rachel Cooper family and automatically link this person to the family. You can say if the person is the head of household or not. If the person is married, you can specify another person that's in the system as the spouse, and an anniversary. Over here, you can specify other relationships. So if you knew of other people that were related to them, you could specify relationship types here. And again, if a specific relationship type is not defined and you want another one, you can always come down here and create a new relation type. For example, friend or something like that, that you might want to be tracked in the system. And if there's anything that these other fields don't cover, you can always just have some free-form notes here. Okay, so if any of these fields are changed, it'll show you up here that the changes aren't saved, and you can click save. Okay, that's the person options there. And there is a tutorial as well here. So if you ever need some more description on the fields, you can click the tutorial and it will guide you through, reminding you that there's these stars for required fields and things like that. So you can hop through that. All right, we'll go back to the people module. We'll look at members. There's nothing special. All that is showing you a person who has member checked. So it's not a different document. It's just showing you how many of these 12 people are members. We'll take a look at the family record. So here's Rachel Cooper's family that we were just looking at. So we can see the family name, who the head of household is. So she is, and then you can specify an address, a photo for the family, which is great if you are planning to use the church directory feature in the app, which I think is probably one of the most useful features. We'll look at that in a second. Again, you can specify family members, people that are part of this family, and their relationship to the head of household. So if Mary Johnson was a sister of Rachel Cooper and they were in the same household, you could specify that here. Okay. All right, we'll hop back out and look at groups. This is the last main doc type in the people module. So we'll go over, let's do men's Bible study. So again, here you can see if this connections is expanded, you can see ministries can be linked to groups. So if you have a ministry set up in the system, you can specify a specific group of people that are related to that ministry. For example, you might have a ministry of men's Bible study, and you might want to add a group of like men's Bible study leadership or men's Bible study teachers, people who are going to teach those studies. And you could link them together that way. This one, we have a name for the group, a description for the group. If it's an active group or inactive group, you can change that there. Do you want to show this group on the public website or make it joinable? So, oh, actually, this is public, not publish. Publish would show it to the public website. Public makes it so that anyone can join the group. So if somebody has a portal user, we'll hop over there. I'll show you that right now. Let's make this public again. Make this one show in the portal as well. So I'll go over to the portal view website. I have to go to my account. And then in here, we can see which groups this user is a part of. So this group is not currently in any groups, but you can do join a public group. And then this will show you any groups that are public. So here's the one we just were looking at. And I am the administrator, so I'm not currently linked to a person. So that's why I'm not able to join. If I was logged in as a specific person, then I would be able to join. Okay, so let's go back over here. And once, if I were able to join, it would show the person or the people that have joined and their current role in the group. And this just makes it a little easier to group people together. Haha. But you can also easily, if I want these two people, I can do email selected and it'll pop up an email with those people. Okay. And then we have a way you can do email the whole group, or you can add people to the group directly from here so they don't have to add themselves. Like that. All right. That is the group record. So I'm going to hop back over to our people workspace, and we're going to take a look at just maybe one or two reports here. The people report is just showing you all of the people in the system, current positions, all the people that have put roles in the church. You can run a birthday report, people whose positions are ending this month, and letters that people have submitted. The one I really want to bring up, though, is this directory. This one is, I think, really useful. Once you put the people in the system, you can have a directory automatically generated with just a click of a button. So there's a lot of options up here, but this directory is already starting to be assembled. You can see it here. And at the top here, you can print directory, and that'll pop up a regular print preview. And there it is. You can print it out. You could do like a multi-fold, so it's a little bit of a booklet scenario going on with your print options. But up here, you can have all kinds of options. You can say, I only want to show the members in the directory, or if I want to show all the people in the system. You can group it by family. Let's see if we have a family. So here we have one, the Robert Johnson family. So instead of showing Robert Johnson and Mary Johnson separately, it groups them together under one family heading. Shows membership status right here. So let's see. We have a non-member. So if I check this member only, Samuel is removed. We can also show photos. Okay, so that adds a photo next to each person's name. And if there was a family photo, none of these currently have a family photo, but it would show up here a nice large picture of the family photo as well. So you'd have the family photo and then the individual photos. Okay, and then up here we have some other options. We can show the positions in the church. I don't know if any of these people have positions. Yes. So this person is secretary and treasurer. So it shows that right underneath their name. If they're head of household as part of a family, it'll show that as well. You can show membership status. You can hide that status if you didn't want that to be visible. Same with the head of household, you can hide that. This is handy here. You can add a birthday list. So if you're going to print this directory and you want people to be able to know people's birthdays are coming up, you can add them to the bottom of the directory. You can add an anniversary list. So if there's any anniversaries, that should be remembered. And you can even include missionaries if you want them to be added onto your directory as well. So that'll show their name and what mission board or mission agency they're with, their country, some other information. Now, if a missionary is listed as a sensitive missionary, it will redact some of the information automatically and just say sensitive there. All right, so that's just something I wanted to point out. I think it's a very useful feature, and I think we're going to wrap this video up. But if you have any other ideas about things that can be included in the people module, or if you want to test it out, definitely let us know over here on our GitHub page. If you have questions or issues, file them there. Or if you want to reach out to us to chat it up, come over to the Matrix chat. Be glad to answer any questions, or you can leave a comment on this video. All right, see you next time.